Ewan, hands in your pockets, buddy.
Sorry, let's go on.
How does it feel to be coming back to these characters after 20 years? I mean, obviously everybody's into it. How are you feeling?
Oh, yeah.
It's so exciting. It's been such a long journey from, the last film that we shot together was in 2003 in Sydney, Australia, and we finished that film, and for sure, personally, I felt like I was so happy to have been part of the Star Wars world, but we did those 3 movies, and I didn't imagine that we would be sitting here today. But it's been a long journey coming to make this series, and probably 4 or 5 years, I think. And so tonight, we're going to be able to show it to you at last, and then it becomes yours, and that's what makes us feel really, really great,
I heard that you prepared for sort of coming back to this by watching Clone Wars and Rebels. Were there some things that you sort of saw in those that you wanted to like bring to Anakin as you were coming back?
First of all, thank you for
He was just waiting for you to get yours out, and then he can start.
I just did as much research as I could and just wanted to refamiliarize myself as much as I could, and I loved what they did with those animated series. Dave Filoni and everyone that worked on those shows did some incredible work, and they did a lot more with these characters, and that was fascinating to get to watch. How that affected my performance, I'm not really sure, but I'm very glad I got to watch them, and I'm a fan now too.
And I mean, above and beyond the work that you were talking about that it took to kind of bring this to life and everything, how did it feel for the two of you to just be working together on this and in these characters? Like, how did it feel when the two of you just like, oh, we're here, we're doing it together?
Amazing. It was the coolest thing to get to come back and work with Ewan again and play these characters again. It's just been yes we are. It's a very special thing, and we get to do this because of all of you.
And I mean, obviously, we're seeing a lot of fan love for the prequels, for these movies. Were you surprised to see the reaction to the prequels now, as people have grown up and become adults and live with these movies, versus how it was, 20 years ago?
Yeah, it's taken a while to sort of feel it, I think when the films came out, there was no social media, there was no sort of direct link to the audience, and also the audience were young people, and over the last years, I sort of felt the warmth for the films that we made, and it's meant a lot to us. It's meant a lot to me personally to feel that. It was tricky. It was tricky at first with the. It's so definitely a part of the reason why we're here today. Why we decided to make this series, for sure.
And now that you're diving back into these characters, I mean, obviously Anakin's gone through a few small changes since we last saw him. But what we don't know much about what's been going on. We talked about the animated series, but there's this whole period of Obi-Wan's life that is kind of, we don't know much about.
Yeah.
What kind of changes? Because he was such a smiling, swashbuckling, charming, kind of happy-go-lucky guy when we last saw him.
Yeah. Well, at the very end of, we all know what happens at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Don't tell me I haven't seen it yet.
You know, I had to take Obi-Wan from there to bridge a gap between my last work as Obi-Wan and then Alec Guinness in A New Hope. And we just sort of brainstormed that. We thought about it. The film was going to be a movie at one point. It turned into a series. Deborah Chow became our director. Thank you. She's so talented, and because she directed all of the episodes, it's got her singular vision throughout. And yeah, you'll see where he's at.
Okay. And Hayden, how about you? I mean, obviously you were playing Anakin, and now you're kind of playing Vader, and so you're kind of, how are we seeing this transition?
What was the last of that question?
I said, and now we're seeing this transition into Vader. So what are we seeing from Anakin now? Or are we seeing Vader, or?
Well, that's what's. That's what makes this character so compelling. Is there is that duality that's present, and there is that sort of inner conflict of self-identity. But it's been such a thrill to get to come back and continue my journey with the character, and to get to explore Darth Vader at this point in the timeline has been huge.
You are the Father!
I missed you guys too.
Well, we are just hours away from people being able to see this. Is there anything you want the fans to know, or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins.